Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, my dear Cancers, we're going to see what the hell is your deal, man. We're going to see the mask that you wear. So that's the parts. We're looking at you like an onion. I'll tell you that. We're peeling back layers and looking deep inside of you. I'm going to do that with the Wild Unknown Oracle, Wild Unknown Tarot, and if we need it, the Wild Unknown Pocket Size edition of the Tarot. So let's get started. We're going to start with the Oracle card. I'm going to look at who you really are, the mask you hide behind, or kind of this week is showing up a bit like how people perceive you, right? And then why you hide your true self, how this affects your relationships, advice for you, and possible outcomes should you follow the advice. One more. All right, Cancer. Cancer is my portals of love. Who you really are, Cancer. Aw, you're the hummingbird. You're the bestest. That's a great energy. You're somebody who has a natural ability to kind of, I think, find the silver lining. I'm hearing in things, find the silver lining. You do have kind of, I want to say, no matter how dark it gets, there's always a spark of light around you. There is some level of hope. I see this kind of as a master card, like having mastered shadow work, having mastered the ability to keep the darkness from kind of sinking in. There's such a high frequency, a very high frequency. This is who you really are, Cancer. The mask you're hiding behind. No way. Oh, wow. You're the Firefly. This literally, for me, these two cards together in the deck, they actually go together in my story of keeping darkness away. Because the Firefly is fleeting, right? If you see them outside at night, there's like, and it's gone. Where'd it go? The darkness seems to envelop them, doesn't it? It's almost like they're just able to keep the darkness away. But the hummingbird is so high frequency, their wings so fast, like darkness can't even keep up with them. You have a better ability than people perceive, that is for sure, to keep darkness out. So I want to say right now, Cancer, if people think that you cope with things pretty good, you're coping with the darkness, yeah, you're learning, you're getting there. I'll tell you right now, they don't know half of it, because it's like they think, I don't know how you could hide this. So people must not really know what goes on in your life. That's what I want to say. I feel like you're putting on I don't want to say putting on a really good show, because this would be, if it was like this would be putting on a really good show. It's like you're barely figuring it out. Everybody thinks you're doing a good job. No, you've got it figured out. You're doing a good job. Nobody's really aware of it. Not by much. I want to say too, there's probably some benefit to you in this as well. Like, because darkness doesn't just have to be difficult things that we're dealing with in our own lives. It can be things that we know are going around in other people's lives that we care about. It can be attitudes that come towards us, like other people's negative energy. Like there's also the perception here that, well, wouldn't want to tell Cancer that, because they couldn't handle it. I think you can handle a lot more than people think you can. Why you hide your true self? The snake, because you're protecting. This card has been coming out a bit this week. You're really protecting something sort of sacred, obviously, within yourself. What I'm getting with this too, like how these are sitting, like the hummingbird's back is to here. It came out in the Taurus reading, it came out a tiny bit in Gemini, and I'm kind of getting it through this as well. And maybe it's just a message in general, like for everybody to hear, but I am kind of getting like people witness what they perceive or want to witness, So I don't know if you're intentionally not showing the public, people that you deal with, how much you really are dealing with, or if you don't want people to, you intentionally don't want people to know how much weight you can really carry here. Because, right, could you jeopardize this beautiful sacred energy inside you if you did? If people thought, oh, Cancer can keep all the darkness away, I'm going to go talk to them about my problems. I don't know, maybe it still happens. But honestly, like you are a master at keeping darkness at bay. High frequency master. But people, I don't know, we're going to pull out more cards. They just think, well, you're barely coping. Why? Because there's something good. You might even be in the process of getting ready to initiate something new in your life, and you don't want anyone else's cucky poo-poo to interfere with it. How this affects your relationships. People don't see you clearly. It's like a theme this week. People do not see you clearly with the dragonfly. Okay, advice for you. Tiger. Ooh, this is a very different energy. Eye on the prize. Tap into your divine feminine. Utilize your intuition here. About what? I don't know. I don't know. But maybe, okay, maybe there's something you want to achieve here. You're hiding your true self because there's something really beautiful and divine within you, and or that, like a project or something you want to initiate in your life. And honestly, I feel like you don't want any other people's negative input, perhaps, into it, or negative energy interfering with it. That's a good thing, no? Because people are not, the relationships, they don't really know. They're not seeing you clearly, which is the obvious thing. Now, because this is coming out, I feel like it's almost like a clue. Like people are thinking, there's more to Cancer than what I'm seeing here, but I don't know what it is, you know? So maybe this is a good time, because it's almost like being in a bit of a stealth mode. You got a ton of air energy here, Cancer. But because there's something watery that you're... No, that's earth. That's earth. Where's the water? Where's the water? So, okay, right away, this is stealth. You're not showing up like you. But people don't seem to think that this is an element that you can naturally navigate well. But it's showing up as a mastery. And I would say if you are trying to throw people off somehow, you are mastering that. The master of illusion. What am I going to call you? The master of illusion, Cancer. So there's something here. Maybe this is good timing to go after something you really want here. Because people don't have a clue. People around you like don't have a clue. Outcome if you follow the advice. Oh. Either your target is on point or you become the center of attention. But there's something very creative. I want to link it to this. Something very, very creative takes flight here. I feel like you're doing everything just right. Don't you change a thing. Wolf, nobody gets left behind. All right then, I don't know how that comes in, but no one gets left behind. All air, no water. You are in stealth mode. You are the master of illusion right now. You're really also like high leadership energy and quality. This is your opportunity. I mean, I'm kind of seeing people like in a trench, like in a war or something, like in a trench, and or let's say it's just specifically you in the trench, and the enemy. Oh yeah, Cancer doesn't like nighttime. We don't have to worry about Cancer. Like it's almost like they think they've perceived or learned something about you. And the goal, like let's say it's we're not using real guns, we're using like Nerf bullets here. So there's a prize between these two trenches, and you've got your eye on the prize, and you've tricked the opposing team here, because they think that you haven't mastered the darkness, but you, right now, darkness is your best thing. Darkness is your mastery. And because they're gonna, it's almost like if you're competing for something, let's say, which isn't necessarily here, but you know, sometimes you're competing with yourself or just life to get to what it is that you want. And the competition, opposing energies or forces that might get in your way to achieve this are not looking right now. They've discounted you. Yeah, you're not in the equation, but you're all of the equation. So I think that's why this is showing up, because it's like now is the best time, because the other trench isn't even looking. They're all asleep. Run out in the middle and catch whatever this is. I won, you idiots. I don't have to call them idiots, but you know, if they're real people in your life, and they are, you know. Never state the truth. Hummingbird, who you really are. Oh, wow. Look at you flying here, baby. You are going after your divine choices. You are the divine choice. That's who you are. So there you go. Maybe you are the lover. Maybe you are the lover. The mask you hide behind, the firefly. Oh, don't come near me. I can't handle the truth. It's the 7 of Wands. It's too dark in here. Don't come near. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just slipping into these like little personas. They're cute though, isn't he? This is where I want to do. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I've still never done it. I slip into it periodically. But Puppet Tarot. Oh no, it's dark. I can't handle it. Go away. I can't deal with your shit right now. That's funny. You may even be looking a little bit defensive. It's not. You are just... God, you're flowing. You're really flowing. Why you hide your true self? The 3 of Wands. Look at, there's containment in both of these cards. Energy is being contained. You're containing something here. And you are. I think you're expecting something on the horizon, right? With this tiger. Here it comes. What I'm waiting for. Nobody thinks I'm looking. The other trench has fallen asleep here. How this affects your relationships? They're not taking off right now. I'll say that. Your relationships could be really, really practical right now. Because you have the 2 of Pentacles and you have the Dragonfly. But I think it's because people just don't know. It's weird though. It's like they are misjudging you in terms of who you really are. But I almost feel like maybe they don't know enough, or like there's an illusion here. There's an illusion here. There could be an illusion too that they maybe don't think that you're as close as you are to some sort of new beginning. Yeah, I can see that. The tiger is your advice. The 3 of Pentacles. It's time for you to collaborate with who I don't know. Because, see, I don't know your whole story here. Like, why are you perceived to barely be getting by in some sort of darkness? So I don't know if you're working through some sort of trauma, if you're going through a difficult time, but you're mastering it and you're guiding yourself right to where you're meant to go. Are these like naysayers in your life? Are these people from your past that think, oh, Cancer couldn't do that? I know Cancer. They're not capable of doing that. but you've got something going, like you do have something that's ready to be birthed in a way, right? With all this containment, being contained, hanging on to it, protecting it. It affects your relationships. If I want to say dragonfly, Two of Pentacles sitting in front of a butterfly, it affects your relationships in that people have the illusion that you're held back or that you're being held back when that is incorrect. Okay, there is a hold back here because you're containing this, but you're doing it. So you're not being held back by some sort of forces beyond yourself here, which I think is the perception. And perhaps that's why people don't think you're handling the darkness. You're handling it, but you're handling it in a way that people think is, well, I'm just protecting myself, where in actuality, you're headed towards your divine path. So, okay, now that we got there, thanks, Cindy, you figured it out. So this tiger is eye on the prize and collaborate here. Because you're heading in the right direction, you're heading towards something that you can collaborate with. Outcome, if you follow the advice, is the bee. Wow, it's the Wheel of Fortune. Very, okay, yeah, that is like a real big shift in circumstances. The wheel is turning. And I would say, like, the mask you're hiding behind or how people perceive you is, you know, people more likely from your past or even in your present right now. But this feels more like in the future, like, because that's where you're going. You're guiding yourself there. The Son of Pentacles. A long, steady plan. These are both earth energy as well. Very practical. Which is interesting because it's not really here, right? But it's not seen. Like, I feel like there's a lot of parts of you that are really not seen. There's so much air. And one earth with the snake. I guess the pentacle, yeah. I'm just looking at the alchemical symbols. It's funny, your reading is like, feels like it's going really fast compared to everybody else's. Okay, who you really are. Hummingbird, the lovers. Hummingbird, the lovers. The Daughter of Cups and the Nine of Wands. You know, I said there's like always a silver lining. Because the Nine of Wands is a long, heavy road. It's, you know, fraught with difficulty, obstacles, tiring. You have to be offensive and defensive, just depending on the day. But with the Daughter of Cups, it's hope. Right? And there's little rainbows there. So I feel like probably in some pretty dark times or have been. And this is probably how you've mastered it. If you sleep on a pile of bricks long enough, at some point you're going to figure out the most comfortable position to be in on a pile of bricks. The mask you're hiding back. I also want to say too, the Nine of Wands is much further ahead in the journey than the Seven. This is like meeting the obstacles now, right? Where the Seven of Wands is like blocking things. The mask you're hiding behind, the Firefly and the Seven of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Now, this is interesting because the Four of Swords comes in here. It is almost like new opportunities and success, like putting that on hold. I'm just going to rest and reflect on that for a bit, but that's the mask. You got something going on. Something going on. People are like, Cancer's in darkness. No, Cancer's not in darkness. Why you hide your true self? The Snake and the Three of Wands. You are containing. Wow, the Fool, the Ace of Wands, the Empress. Holy crap. Okay, let's just say, okay, if you have showed up in the past to dress rehearsals, little stage performances, picture yourself as little Cancer Lulu. like 5-year-old Cancer on the stage. The one on the stage crying the whole time. It's terrifying. I can't tell it. Mommy, Daddy. Or, I'm not coming out from behind the curtain. I won't do it. I won't do it. Or just not looking at the audience the whole time. And, everyone else doing the performance, a little Cancer Lulu. I tell you, if people remember you from the dress rehearsals, this is what they're expecting. But little do they know that you're coming out like a cross between Celine Dion, Marilyn Monroe, and Whitney Houston. And Tina Turner. Because that's like the Fool, the Ace of Wands, and the Empress. Like, boom! I don't know. What are you doing? This is probably the most interesting. I always say that till they go to the next one, right? Because they're fascinating. Talk about a containment of Empress, high frequency, divine path energy. And everyone else is like, Cancer's just sitting in the dark. They're putting all their life on hold right now. How this affects your relationships, people don't have a clue. Let's just say that. Dragonfly and the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles came out again. You see that, right? Okay, Mother of Wands, Son of Pentacles, Father of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. This is this. You don't know if you're going left or right. It's like fire, earth, fire, earth. The Mother and Father of Wands. How does this affect your relationships? Well, I feel like people end up planning around you. Actually, like that just came out, like a channeled message. Like people end up planning around you. So I don't know if they think you're not available or you're in the darkness, so you're not going to come out and play. And they make plans around you. I also feel like people placate you a bit, or they're like, oh, Cancer, it's okay. We'll do that for you, honey. I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, what's going on? Because there's like all this fire and desire. There's like, oh, look at that, right? I talked about the difference between defensive with the Seven of Wands and offensive, like climbing the Nine of Wands staircase. And the Mother of Wands is on the defensive. She's protecting the egg. She's all coiled up. Where the Father of Wands is more on the offensive, like ready to strike at anything, standing upright, fully seen. Okay, I just feel like people don't understand you and they don't know if you're coming or going, and that's really their misconception, because you're going, you're moving. And you always, I think, I would just really say, because you always find a silver lining somewhere. Whoa, there's a pile of cards. Look at that, Mother of Cups. Advice for you is the Tiger and the Three of Pentacles. I'm intrigued about this. I don't know what you're moving towards, but it's time to, it's time to do something here. Strength card, Two of Swords, Judgment, and the Lovers. What did I say? I said it. I called it. Called it. That it felt like something in the future, right? And you're leading yourself to that. You're leading yourself to that. But I don't know. Everyone else around you, from your past or your present, like, yeah, don't bother calling Cancer. They no. It's like the tortoise and the hare, even. It's just like, yeah, nobody saw that coming. The hare was just like, I don't have to worry about Cancer. Yeah. Because you have a new beginning here. You absolutely do. Set your sights on it. It's, oh gosh, it feels so much within your reach. The only thing that you need to rely upon to get yourself there is believing in your intuition and know that it's coming. Because here you go. And it's on fire. That's your advice. Believe in your intuition and follow it forward. There's a new beginning here, and it's divinely guided. I feel like even when you hit this, some sort of a new beginning, a new chance at something, it is the divine path. There you go. Outcome if you follow the advice. Be and Wheel of Fortune. Be the Wheel of Fortune. Be the Wheel of Fortune. Right? It's kind of like be positive, or be the Wheel of Fortune, or be the leader you always wish you had. You be the thing that changes your circumstances. Be Wheel of Fortune. Daughter of Swords, the Moon, the Star. Don't be afraid to shoot for the stars. There you go. Daughter of Swords, the Moon, the Star. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to shoot for the stars. Actually, there's a moon here. It's like, aim for the moon, hit the stars. I know it's typically like the other way around, but this is, you've got the momentum and the frequency to move beyond whatever limitations you might think you have. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, the Son of Wands, and the Ten of Swords at the bottom. This is almost like a message of a final ending, a message of a period of depletion and neglect. Moving through this. Oh, there you go. That's what I have, Cancer. Interesting. I'm going to go do your extended. In the extended, I'm going to see how to improve your relationships. What would your deeper self tell you about the mask that you wear? And how to release your true potential. Thank you so much, Cancer. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.